Greetings, greetings, greetings. The evening sky. Sunset. And look at that. To the east, blue skies, white clouds. To the west, dark clouds. And nevertheless, we're just out walking and talking. When I make a video, I always have to consider what I say in that video. It's not always that I say everything that I know. As a matter of fact, I never tell people everything that I know, because what I would like to see the people who listen to my video do is, suppose I mention the subject, I want you to go look at, search for the information about what I just said. Inevitably, you're going to find out what I know. At least you should find out what I know. See, a lot of people, we grow up as children receiving advice from our parents and all the elder people around us, those who are older than us in age, known the numbers. Sometimes we follow that advice and find out it's not good, and sometimes we follow that advice and find out that it is excellent. But you build a foundation that, if done correctly, will help you later on as you grow into adult, to become an adult, as we know adults to be. Now, some children might think themselves they're 13, 14, 15 years old and think that their knowledge is, they know, they have all the knowledge that they need to live. And then by, say, 40 years old, they get some clarity. And they look back on life and see that, man, I was a real fool then, a little fool at that time, didn't I? Because now you might have your own children, and you are seeing they are doing the same things that you did, also thinking that the little knowledge they have is perfect. They don't need anything or anybody else to help them. The funny thing is that all the knowledge that they gain is not tied to experience. And the things that they see and think is correct. Correct as a child, yeah. But as an adult now, it's no longer correct. That's the way the world works. And we are seeing this play out right now before our eyes. People who thought that they had great knowledge and that their knowledge was good enough to run the planet. And they become adults now and finding out, no, it's not like that at all. Some will look back on their parents and say, they didn't train us correctly. And I've heard that, you know, the children, the grandchildren of those people who were born in the 60s and 50s are now saying, you guys messed up the whole planet. No, we didn't mess up the whole planet. We were trying to correct the actions of our parents. Because our parents were working with some information, and then they had obstacles in the way. You know, people were standing in their way. And then their parents before them had to deal with a slave master. My parents had to deal with their parents before them. My father's grandmother, fresh out of slavery, and run into another issue where the person who owned the plantation still had his boot on their head. They had no education. So now my father comes up. He has a little bit more education, know how to deal with this person better. And then here I come. And I'm learning more about this man. And I have to deal with his foolishness. We live in a world where our great-grandfathers had a master. We call it slavery. Right? Our great-great-grandfather. Our grandfather came out of slavery without education and still had to fight that same war that his grandfather, great-grandfather was fighting. Then our fathers got a little bit of education. He had to continue to fight. Us, we had to continue to fight. Our children now, who are growing up in the world that we pass on to them, some of them gonna complain that we didn't do a good job of preparing them for the world. Yes, we did. We use the tools that we had. The same way our great-great-great-grandfather used the tools that he had, and our great-grandfather used the tools that he had, and our grandfather used the tools that he had, and our father used the tools that he had. You're going to have to use the tools that you have. You're going to have to knock down the foundations, the walls of this house that we're living in. And it's looking as though you might not even have to knock down the walls and foundations. Somebody else is going to do it for you. Remember a story about this man called Samson in the Bible? He destroyed the walls, killed everybody in it. We're looking at a situation right now similar to that. See, people take the Bible literally. In all cases. And don't look at the warning in the story. But I don't blame you. That's the way you were taught. All the religions keep people, the people who follow them, enslaved. It's an illness of the brain. All of them. And people will say, well, I don't like to talk about anybody's religion. But it's not anybody's religion. They're all one and the same. Serve your master with happiness. You imagine that your great-great-great-grandfather get up in the morning when it looks like this outside. And when he came out of the field, it looks like this. How does he have time to eat a meal? And not only that, he got the scraps from the table that the master would not eat because he knows it's no good. And you want to tell me your foolishness. So my advice to my children and all the children that are caught in this world as it is, you might end up with a world that's completely destroyed. The first thing you gotta do is to rebuild. And you start the rebuilding by finding the people who destroyed it. All of them. The people who gave the order and the people who carry out the order. Every one of them. They must be brought to justice. And then you write a book about it. This is what we did when this occurred. Nobody did it the last time. And that's why we have the world that we have today. If you don't do it, this cycle will continue. Hope you're enjoying your day wherever you are. Peace.